Okay, hello, we're back, and this is the Tales Stupidity from the Gamosphere special report. Um, this is going to be focusing on Microsoft releasing the Xbox One in Japan, because apparently the Xbox 360 getting its ass kicked in Japan just, they're a glutton for punishment, because, I strongly believe that just like the Xbox 360 sold like shit in Japan, so too shall the Xbox One. Here's why. After the cut. Okay then, first I'm going to read the information. Xbox One launching in Japan on September 4th, 2014. I'll leave a link in the description to this article. There's a list of 48 companies that Microsoft is getting to make content for the system. You can go to the website and see it's the usual suspects. And there are a list of games. You can also go on the website, playeressence.com. I'll leave a link in the description to the article. You can see the games. And you can see for yourself what those are. I'm just going to boil it down to its basic essence. There are, let me see here. Okay, 1, 2, 5, 6. There are over 40 games, or there are around 40 games on this list. Of these 40 games, I will tell you that most of them are multi-plats. They will be available for the PS4, PS3, Xbox 360, some of which will even be on the Wii U. Of these around 40 games, 39, 40 games, maybe 10 of them will be delayed or pushed back. Of the 30 that actually make it, and I'm being very liberal with that estimation, that actually make it to coming out, no one in their right mind is going to spend $500 on a console in Japan to play these games. Okay, $500 plus however much the game's going to cost, 60. I don't know how much that is in yen, because even when I was in Japan for 6 months, when I did my semester abroad, I still just have I just gave people handfuls of money until I gave them enough. I have no idea how to calculate, how to convert dollars to yen. But that's another story for another day. Even in all the years that I have purchased arcade machines from Japan and had them shipped, which is, the shipping is almost doubles the cost of machines if you're getting them directly from Japan. I can tell you right now, there is no way on God's green earth that a Japanese gamer is going to spend $500 on a console just so that they can play a game that they can get on another console for $100 or $150, or even less, like $299. That's ain't happening. We'll go further into depth after the cut. Alright, it's time for me to tell you how the Japanese gamer thinks, and the 5 reasons why the Xbox One, in my opinion, is going to fail harder than redneck comedian at the Apollo. If you don't know what that reference means, go look up the Apollo Theater, Harlem. The Japanese gamer is different from Western gaming, okay? A Japanese gamer is not going to buy 3-4 different consoles that fail one after another. The Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death was the death knell for the Xbox 360 in Japan. Because I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. You know how here in America we think that like when we buy a shoddily made thing and it falls apart after a week or a short period of time, and we look at it and say made in China, knew it. That's how Japanese people view American-made stuff. Okay. Now, the fact of the matter is that the Xbox 360 isn't made in America. It's made in China by some assembly line companies that get the raw materials from someplace else, and then it's built by minimum wage workers, well, below minimum wage workers, subsistence factory workers, and then it's shipped to wherever it's going. But Microsoft is an American company, and they're eluding it with its headquarters, Microsoft. When the 360 had those red rings of death 6-7 years ago, that was the death knell. The Xbox 360, any Japanese gamers that were thinking about getting that weren't getting it after that, because to them it was an American piece of shit. And Japanese gamers don't buy multiple consoles that fail one after the other. They don't. They don't. There are Nintendo centers in Japan where you can still bring in a Nintendo or an SNES, a Famicom or Super Famicom, and they'll fix the shit if there's something wrong with it. That's quality assurance and warranty for your ass, okay? The bullshit that Microsoft pulled here in America with people and bragging about, saying stupid shit and bragging about, oh yeah, I got 2-3 Xbox 360s. First of all, you're a moron, and second of all, you have zero taste in quality of products, okay? Japanese gamers aren't putting up with that shit. Japanese gamers are also kind of frugal. They aren't going to spend, hundreds of dollars on a console. They aren't doing it. Especially when they can get the same quality of games for less. PS3 is going to kick Xbox One's ass in Japan. They're faltering right now because they don't have games. Once they get games, it's over. I mean, PS4. PS4 is going to kick Xbox One's ass in Japan because once they get the games, it's over. Because most of the games coming to the Xbox One are multi-plats. And why would you pay $500 for a console when you can pay $100 less and get the same games? Or if you're a Nintendo fan, you can pay $2.99 and get the same damn games. Why would you do that? That makes no sense. It's awe-inspiring to me that people would think that, that would work. So now that I've said that, giving you an insight into the Japanese gamer, I'm going to get into, after the cut, 5 reasons why the Xbox 360 will fail in Japan. Okay then, here are the 5 reasons why the Microsoft Xbox One console will fail. In the earlier part of the video, I said the Xbox 360. My bad, I meant the Xbox One. Here we go. First reason. The Kinect, as I've said before, is an albatross around Microsoft's neck. Why? Let me put it this way. I spent 6 months in my last year in college, because I didn't really have a senior. It was my senior/junior year because I got out 3 years instead of the usual 4. So, my last year in college, I spent 6 months in Japan. I did part of my summer school and my last part of my summer school and the beginning of fall in Japan, because I did a semester abroad. It was a nice little program. It was kind of a year abroad, but not as long. I did a semester abroad for my major, and I lived with a Japanese family. The kid whose family I lived with, I actually am still friends with that kid. Same age. You know, it's been 7 years. We still send each other postcards. We occasionally talk to each other. It's really cool. A few of the kids that I talked with, I still talk with occasionally. Send each other emails, that type of thing. I've gone to Japan since then multiple times for business, stayed in hotels, lived in people's houses, stayed in people's houses for a brief period of time. Japan is has very small houses, very small. My man cave is the size of many Japanese apartments that have 3-4 people living in them. Okay, my man cave is not huge. It's big for me as one person. I could not imagine a family living in my man cave. Okay? The Kinect 2.0, even though it is huge, hugely improved over the original Kinect, still requires a large amount of space. Most Japanese houses don't really have a living room as we think of it. They have like a kitchen, and then there's like a sitting area where the kitchen table is, and that might have a TV in there, and that's where they watch TV, right? And then, like, if someone's putting it in their rooms are tiny, tiny. No one's putting a Kinect in there. So, first reason, the Kinect is not conducive to Japanese life. It's not. It's not. It's stupid that Microsoft is still holding on to that piece of shit camera. The next reason coming up next after the cut. As the title says, reason 2 is price. Unless they get rid of the Kinect and drop the price of the Xbox One to make it competitive with the PS4, it's not selling anything in Japan. Like, the only places that it's going to be sold is maybe to the military bases and expats in Japan. I don't see Japanese gamers buying this, even if they have really good Japanese games, because the Xbox 360 had some really good Japanese games. They had Blue Dragon, and they had The Last Story, and they had some other Japanese style RPG. Still didn't help the Xbox 360 sell well in Japan. And I can prove this by saying this. The Wii U, despite all of its sales woes, has outsold the Xbox 360 in Japan. That should tell you something about Microsoft's standing in Japan in terms of their gaming console. Yeah, the $500 is killing them. It's killing them. It's killing them. Oh god, it's killing them. Next reason after the cut. Okay then. The next reason why the Xbox 360 or Xbox One isn't going to sell well. Number 3, as I said, that big ass box. Unless they redesign the way that thing looks, it's too damn big. Space is at a premium in Japan. Okay, space is at a premium. You know, here in America, we brag about how big our cars are, how big our rigs are, how big our TVs are. Japan, space and wattage are very important. Bigger is not necessarily better in Japan. So the bullshit that Microsoft has been pulling with a lot of US gamers, yeah man, look at this thing, it's awesome, that don't work in Japan. So suffice it to say, they need to do a size revision of that thing and how much energy it uses for all of its features. I'm just saying. Next one after the cut. This next one, like the title says, is about Microsoft's one console that does everything, but not really. The TV aspect. I don't know if you know how Japanese TV works, but a lot of Japanese people don't even watch TV. When they do, they watch it at a certain period of time, one program. I don't think they'll be as happy with the obtrusive nature of Microsoft's product. Unless they revamp how this shit works in Japan, it's going to turn a lot of people off. And if Japanese gamers buy it, they're going to be returning the shit in about a month. What can I say, man? That's just... What can I say? That's just how it is in Japan. I don't know, man. Japanese gamers for you. They're pretty damn savvy people. I gotta say, they're pretty damn savvy gamers. Which leads to our final number 5, and then our conclusion. After the cut. Here's our final reason plus the conclusion. Number 5 is the games. Okay, what sells Microsoft here in America? Halo put them on the map. Gears of War. 2 very westernized, macho man, dudes running around shooting things, dude bro games. Dude bro games don't sell well in Japan. I'm sorry. They don't. Generally speaking, Japanese gamers don't like microtransactions, so Rise, Son of Rome isn't gonna fly. Microsoft is gonna have to do something they haven't done in a long time. Actually make good, decent games. Quality software for their hardware. I don't think they're capable of it, because Connect Sports ain't gonna cut it. So basically, this leads me to my conclusion, which is, unless there's a major overhaul, unless they create a special version of the Xbox One just for Japan that's connectless, uses less energy, is cheaper than the Microsoft Xbox One is now, has compelling games that actually appeal to the Japanese gamer, and is smaller and uses less energy. I don't see the Xbox One doing even as good as the Xbox 360 did in Japan. I don't see it happening. Will they have sales? Yes, but it's going to be a repeat of the Xbox 360. And if I was the president of the Xbox division Japan, which there is an Xbox division president, and he gets paid for a product that does shit, literally does nothing at all, like zero. It's like, we sold 400 Xboxes, yeah! Let's go down to the sushi bar and get drunk on Sapporo or Sapporo. Yeah, bitches. Hot pot for everybody. I'm sorry. This, God, oh Jesus, Microsoft, you don't get it. Microsoft is going to spend more money shipping Xbox One to Japan than selling Xbox Ones in Japan. They're gonna spend more money shipping them than making money selling them in Japan. That's all I'm saying. This is the end of this video. Stupidity from the Gamosphere Xbox Special Report.